What happened to sweet 19-year-old Aniah Blanchard has haunted her loved ones since she disappeared October 2019 in Auburn, Alabama. She was last seen at a gas station where police believe she was abducted.
It seems like it was actually set up and it was something that was planned.
Since the day I met Aniah, she always told me that that was her biggest fear, to be kidnapped or murdered. Like, as soon as she walked in, she would check every room. She would tell me multiple times, like, she had nightmares about it happening to her.
I have feelings that there may be somebody that she knows that has set her up.
Black, take a look at these photos. Auburn police need your help identifying this man. They say he was in the convenience store the same time Aniah was last seen nearly 2 weeks ago.
Today, we're diving into a case that had Alabama, and really the whole country, on the edge of their seats. It's the tragic and deeply disturbing disappearance of Aniah Blanchard, a bright young college student whose life was cut short in 2019. Buckle up, folks, because this one's a roller coaster of emotions. Now grab your coffee, tea, or whatever floats your boat, and let's get into it. Aniah Haley Blanchard. Remember that name, folks, because she was someone who truly lit up the room. Born on June 22nd, 2000, in Homewood, Alabama, Aniah was what you might call a triple threat. She had the brains, the beauty, and the athletic chops to boot. She was attending Southern Union State Community College and killing it in her classes and on the softball field. Family? Super tight-knit. Her mom, Angela Harris, and stepdad, UFC fighter Walt Harris, were her biggest fans. She also had a close relationship with her siblings. Life was looking pretty darn good for Aniah, but then, in a turn of events that no one could have seen coming, things took a dark and sinister twist. All right, it's October 23rd, 2019. Aniah's day starts out like any other. She leaves her apartment in Auburn, Alabama, and heads to a nearby Chevron gas station on South College Street. At around 11:21 p.m., security footage shows her entering the store. She's just picking up some snacks, minding her own business, nothing out of the ordinary, right? But here's where things get weird. She never makes it home. Her family starts to panic when she's not answering her phone or texts. By the next day, it's clear that something is very, very wrong. Angela Harris wastes no time reporting her daughter missing, and the Auburn Police Department jumps into action. The search for Aniah kicks off with a bang. It's all hands on deck. Local cops, the FBI, the Alabama State Bureau of Investigation, and the U.S. Marshals Service are all in on it. Then, on October 25th, 2019, they find a major clue. Aniah's black 2017 Honda CR-V, abandoned at an apartment complex in Montgomery, Alabama, about 55 miles from Auburn. Inside the car, things get even more disturbing. There's blood, and it's later confirmed to be Aniah's. Not looking good, folks. This shifts the investigation from a missing person case to something much more sinister. Foul play is now officially on the table. Time to play detective.
Tonight, the search is intensifying for 19-year-old Aniah Blanchard. This surveillance video shows the last time she was seen, more than a week ago, late at night, inside this Auburn convenience store. Police found her car 2 days later, damaged and parked at an apartment complex in Montgomery. Police say evidence inside her car points to foul play.
I love her so much, and I want her back so bad. And so I'm going to hold out hope.
Aniah's father says, watching the surveillance video, something about his daughter seemed off.
It was almost like somebody told her to do something. She was she looked kind of distant.
Alabama officials are offering more than $100,000 reward for any information in Aniah's case, thanks in large part to an outpouring of donations from the UFC community.
Whoa!
UFC star Walt Harris is Aniah's stepfather.
It's overwhelming to see them come up and, the governor, Kay Ivey, thank you for approving the reward.
That's our main goal. We have to find Aniah. We want her back. We want her back.
The cops review surveillance footage from the gas station and the apartment complex. Enter Ibrahim Yazid, a 30-year-old guy with a rap sheet longer than a CVS receipt. He's caught on camera at the gas station around the same time as Aniah. Coincidence? I think not. Yazid is no stranger to trouble. He's got charges ranging from robbery to attempted murder, and believe it or not, he's out on bond when this all goes down.
Possible break in the hunt for a missing Alabama college student, Aniah Blanchard. Police have now identified a suspect tonight. The student was last seen at a convenience store the night she vanished 2 weeks ago, and police are now releasing these images tonight of a man at that same store that same night.
An all-out search tonight for this man, Ibrahim Yazid, the 30-year-old named a suspect in the case of Aniah Blanchard, the 19-year-old Alabama college student missing now for more than 2 weeks.
He should be considered dangerous and would be potentially armed.
Late today, police announced an arrest warrant for Yazid for first-degree kidnapping. Auburn police released these 2 surveillance photos earlier. They say he was at the same convenience store where Blanchard was last seen alive. 2 days after her disappearance, her black SUV was discovered damaged and parked here at an apartment complex about 50 miles away.
What they're telling us is that they know that she was harmed in the car.
Blanchard's parents even meeting with the mother of Natalie Holloway, who vanished on a high school graduation trip to Aruba in 2005 and has never been found.
That's my baby girl, so I'm a fighter by nature. It's not just my profession. I've been battling all my life, and I'm not going to stop battling for her right now.
Police say additional charges and arrests are anticipated. There's now a $105,000 reward for any information leading to an arrest, David.
All right, Lindsay Davis tonight.
On November 7th, 2019, he's nabbed in Florida and charged with first-degree kidnapping. But wait, there's more! As the evidence piles up, those charges escalate to capital murder. The cops keep digging, and things start to click. Witnesses say they saw Yazid forcing Aniah into her own car at the gas station. Cell phone data and digital breadcrumbs place him at both the gas station and the apartment complex where her car was found. It's all coming together like the world's worst puzzle. But even with Yazid in custody, the burning question remains, where is Aniah?
Breaking news, an arrest has just been made in the disappearance of Alabama teen Aniah Blanchard.
Still no sign of this missing college student who investigators here in Alabama have been searching for weeks, but police have made an arrest. They've arrested a man who they say is a suspect in her disappearance. Blanchard was last seen in surveillance video at a convenience store, and her SUV was later found about 50 miles away from her home. In it, police say they found evidence that she was harmed. Around 2 a.m. this morning, authorities in Florida arrested 29-year-old Ibrahim Yazid. He, too, is seen in some of the surveillance video and was already out on bond, accused of attempted murder, kidnapping, and robbery from an incident in February.
The search continues with renewed vigor. Volunteers, law enforcement, and Aniah's family desperately hoping for a miracle. And then, the news everyone dreaded. On November 25th, 2019, human remains are found in a wooded area in Macon County, Alabama. Forensic tests confirm the worst. It's Aniah. The cause of death? A gunshot wound. It's a gut punch to everyone who held out hope for a different outcome.
The remains were believed initially to be that of Aniah Blanchard, who was reported missing on October the 24th. It is with heavy heart that we so confirm today that the remains are, in fact, of Aniah Blanchard.
Investigators found remains in a wooded area off County Road 2 in Macon County Monday. 3 men have been arrested in connection to this case. Investigators believe Ibrahim Yazid kidnapped Blanchard. He was arrested earlier this month in Pensacola and is being held without bond. Investigators later arrested Antoine Squirmy Fisher, who's a convicted killer. They believe he helped Yazid dispose of evidence. He's being held on a $50,000 bond. And then on Monday, David Johnson Jr. arrested and charged with hindering prosecution. His bond set at $7,500.
This discovery turns the legal screws tighter on Yazid. He's now facing the full brunt of the law with capital murder charges. Aniah's family and the community are devastated, but they're also resolute in their quest for justice.
You know, I just want to say I'm standing here representing my daughter. First, I want to address the parents. You never think that something like this is going to happen to your child. You prepare them, you think you've prepared them enough. I thought I did. I talked to Aniah about it every day on the phone. But nothing you do can prepare you for some evil that is out there, y'all. Please. So I'm begging parents, put just a little bit more, teach your kids a little bit more. Now I feel guilty, maybe even nothing I could have done, but I should have prepared her just a little bit better for things she might have came into contact with. So I'm feeling a lot of guilt right now, even though I tell all my children and her. But kids, teenagers, little kids, big kids, adults, there are things going on in the world right now that you don't think are going on, and they're going on.
The courtroom drama is intense. Yazid faces multiple charges: capital murder, kidnapping, and robbery. The prosecution is out for justice, and they're not pulling any punches. But as is often the case, legal proceedings drag on and delays abound. Through it all, Aniah's family remains a pillar of strength. They push for reforms, including Aniah's law, aimed at tightening bail practices in Alabama. It's their way of ensuring that Aniah's tragic fate isn't shared by others. The disappearance and murder of Aniah Blanchard is a heart-wrenching tale of a young life snuffed out far too soon. It's a story that highlights the fragility of life and the importance of community vigilance. Aniah's legacy lives on through the tireless efforts of her family and the ongoing push for justice. So, as we wrap up this journey, let's remember Aniah not just as a victim, but as a beloved daughter, sister, and friend. Her story continues to inspire and mobilize efforts for a safer and more just society. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.